kids. It's good to be back home where I've got my own pillow and my own blankie. Welcome to Christ Kids TV. Guess what? We are going to start with a prayer. So what do? Fold our hands and bow our heads. Dear God, thank you for the gift of home. Help us remember to be thankful for the roof over our heads and the people in it that make a house a home. And all God's children said, Amen. I hope you'll have a great week. See you next time.
Giver of life, giver of love, all that is good comes from above. This is our God shining on us. All that is good comes from above. Giver of life, giver of love, all that is good comes from above. This is our God shining on us. All that is good comes from above. He gives us joy when we're sad, peace when we're mad, and patience when we can't wait. He gives us comfort and strength, and all that we need. Yeah, He gives and gives and gives and gives. Giver of life, giver of love, all that is good comes from above. This is our God shining on us. All that is good comes from above. Oh, 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 He gives us joy when we're sad, peace when we're mad, and patience when we can't wait. He gives us comfort and strength, and all that we need. Yeah, He gives and gives and gives and gives. Giver of life, giver of love, all that is good comes from above. This is our God shining on us. All that is good comes from above. Giver of life, giver of love, all that is good comes from above. This is our God shining on us. All that is good comes from above. All that is good comes from above. All that is good comes from above.
And now it's time for the memory verse.
Hi, I'm Declan. Today we're going to do the memory verse for Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Oh, hey guys, it's Ashton from Christ Kids TV. Hi, it's me. I've been working on this magic trick. You guys want to see it? I'm trying to pull a rabbit out of this helmet. Let's give it a shot. This isn't quite what I'm looking for. Let me try again. This isn't a rabbit either. Man, it's just so hard sometimes to do things. This magic trick is a little bit difficult. But you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of this month's core value, perseverance. Jesus gives us the power to keep going and never give up. You know what? I'm gonna try one more time to get this rabbit. Whoa. Oh, we got the rabbit. That's awesome. Hello, little friend. See you guys next week on Christ Kids TV. Bye-bye.
After time, after time, after time.
I remember when I was in school, periodically we would have these fire drills in which the alarm would go off, and then the teacher would say, okay, class, you know what to do. And we would all line up and we would go down the hallway, we would go outdoors in case there was a fire. Now, there never was a fire, but we had practice during that time when there wasn't a fire so we could be prepared. You see, the time to prepare for a fire is not in the middle of the fire. You know, when the school is on fire, that's not the time. You prepare for it when it's calm, when there is no fire. So when the crisis happens, you know what to do. So there's a great story in the Bible about a storm, a real storm, in which the disciples are in the boat. And then walking on the water towards them is Jesus. But they're not sure if it's Jesus. Maybe they think it's a ghost. Maybe they think they're seeing things. So then in the middle of that storm, because the waves are rocking and the rain is coming, in the middle of that storm, Peter says, Jesus, is that you? And Jesus says, yes, it is I. And Peter said, if it's really you, and the boat's rocking and the storm's going on, if it's really you, ask me to come out there with you. Isn't that crazy? Peter is asking to get out of the boat and walk on water towards Jesus. And Jesus says, come. And with that, you can almost see Peter. The boat is rocking. There's a storm around. Peter grabs the side of the boat and he steps over and right on the water, and it's holding him. He puts the other foot over onto the water and he's standing. And he begins walking towards Jesus. And everything is fine except when? Except when he takes his eyes off of Jesus and he sees the waves and he feels the wind and the rain's coming down. It's when he focuses on the storm around him. That's when he begins to sink into the water until Jesus grabs hold of him and gets him back into the boat. So here's the point. Just like in school, you practice a fire drill when there is no fire so that you can be prepared. In the same way, you prepare for the storms of your life, for the crisis, for the bad things happening. You do it now. You do it now so that when bad things happen in your life, you know what to do. You know what that is? Keep your eyes on Jesus. Because Peter didn't prepare for the storm. All he could see was the storm all around him. When he took his eyes off Jesus, he began to sink. So today with this lesson, I want you to prepare right now. Before the bad things happen in your life, before it gets really, really difficult, before it hurts, prepare now of what you're going to do. And what you're going to do is you're going to believe and trust in Jesus. And when we keep our eyes on Him, in the middle of the storm, when we keep our eyes on Him, we won't sink. We won't fall apart. Life will not be destroyed because we have Jesus in our sight and in our hearts, knowing that He is there the whole time. So, glad that you're here with Christ Kids TV, because this is a perfect time in which you can prepare yourself for any bad things that happen. Because coming every week to Christ Kids TV, you know what you're doing? You're not just hanging out with your friends, you're not just singing songs, you're not just looking at Bible studies. What you're doing actually is you are preparing yourself for the storm. Good job, because we're going to keep our eyes on Jesus. Thanks for joining us.
This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. 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 Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. Okay, now let's bring it down. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. Oh, this train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I've got my rain jacket on because it's about to start raining, and Pastor Scott said that there could be a storm and rain and wind and waves, and I need to focus on the storm because I don't want to sink. I want to make sure I stay up, so I'm focused on the water. But I'm not sure what else I'm supposed to focus on. I wonder if I missed something that Pastor Scott said. Oh no. You know what? Watch this video for me while I go check out Pastor Scott's Pastor Time again and see what I missed.
Stories of the Bible. Peter walks on water. This is Peter.
Hey-o! Whoop!
Peter was a fisherman who was called by Jesus.
Hey!
Peter saw the many miracles of Jesus.
Whoa!
And he heard all his teachings. Great crowds followed Jesus wherever he went. One day after Jesus had done a great miracle, he sent the disciples in a boat across the lake while he stayed and sent the people home.
See ya! Hey, Jesus!
After sending them home, Jesus went up into the hills by himself to pray. Meanwhile, the disciples were in trouble far away from land, for a strong wind had risen, and they were fighting heavy waves. About 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came toward them, walking on water. When the disciples saw him walking on the water, they were terrified. In their fear, they cried out, "It's a ghost!"
Hold on there.
But Jesus spoke to them at once. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Take courage. I am here." Then Peter called to him, "Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you walking on the water." So Jesus said, "Yes, come." So Peter went over the side of the boat
Whoa! You're awesome!
and walked on the water toward Jesus. But when he saw the strong wind and the waves,
Ah! Whoa!
he was terrified and began to sink.
Peter, help me!
"Save me, Lord!" he shouted. Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. Jesus said, "You have so little faith. Why did you doubt me?" When they climbed back into the boat, the wind stopped. Then the disciples worshiped him and said, "You really are the Son of God."
Well, now I feel kind of silly. Pastor Scott didn't mean that I should always have my raincoat on and be ready for a rainstorm. He meant that I should have my eyes focused on Jesus, because sometimes things are going to happen in our lives that we don't always control. But if we focus on Jesus all the time, keep our eyes focused on him, we will be prepared in our heart for anything and everything that comes along. So I want you guys to put on some Jesus glasses and focus on Jesus as you go through your week. See you next time, my friends. Bye.
Thanks for joining us this week on Christ Kids TV.